Hello, everyone. Hello, lovers of stories and rules and fiction, and probably breaking rules too. Why not? Welcome back to IQ D&D, the Ramshackle adventure. I am, as ever, your slightly flustered dungeon master, James Webster, and with me, as ever, are Hugo Jackson.
Hello.
Sara-Jayne Slack.
Sup?
David Wilkinson.
Watcher.
And Craig Hallam.
There are no words. There are no words.
You can't do that just before me and expect me to say something.
The wonderful thing where you make everyone else corpse during the introductions. When we last left our heroes, they had woken up from some lovely dreams to find themselves on some only slightly damp and quite soft refuse, so it wasn't the worst thing in the world, to then have a very tense conversation with Anahiss, a shifter who had, a changeling who had emerged through the gate, bringing dire warnings of the machinations of the groups in the land known as the Tangle. And Anahiss revealed that Professor Bustious and Professor Mab had sent a message through to the Tangle that had been received by all the various factions there, many of whom have not the best of intentions, or at least destructive intentions towards the outside world. After deciding you weren't immediately going to arrest Anahiss, you took him and the sentient filing cabinet, Posit, back to Farrier's home and decided it was time to check in on Professor Bustious to work out what on earth is going on. When you arrived at Professor Bustious' house, a couple of you were distracted by a stall selling ice buns, but Jack noticed that there was sounds of a scuffle from inside the house and that one of the windows seemed to have been forced open. Jack attempted to sneak into the house and was unsuccessful in going unnoticed. So now things seem to be very much out in the open. There is something wrong in this house and you're going to have to break in to handle that. Meanwhile, Alan Shaw is round the back of the house trying to find a way in and has seen two figures on a rooftop that both seem to have what should look like fatal injuries, indicating they are probably from the Tangle, as most people there have been reborn at least once and bear the marks of their previous deaths. So I'm going to move you all to a new map on Roll20. Okay, so there are the sounds of a fracas from inside the house. One of you is around the back, the rest of you are around the front. What do you wish to do?
I think that I was just about to try the back door and burst in.
Lovely. Remind me, had you successfully climbed the fence into the back garden?
I think I'd gone over the fence, but I'd not got to the house yet.
Very good. Then I will move your token. There you go. So you now should be able to see the back garden.
Oh, yeah, I can. Cool, thank you.
I'm just taking a moment again to appreciate the quality of the graphics that we're all experiencing at the moment. They are first class.
You are welcome.
I'm going to be putting my shoulder to the door as well, but I assume we do that in a minute after Alan's had a bit of a mosey around the garden.
Had a failure. Trying to get you.
Yeah, so first of all, in the garden, roll me a perception check.
Okie dokie. I will.
At least it's not me there.
I'm going to reveal there are two different stages of difficulty in here. One is a DC 14 and one is a DC 16.
I got a 19.
Amazing. So you get both of these things.
It did that thing where it teeters and then goes,
So first of all, when you look over at the door, you see there's a little doormat beneath it, and it looks like there's a little patterns in the dirt where that doormat has been moved, indicating there might be something underneath it.
Ah, interesting.
You also, on your DC 16, notice that several of the plants in this garden, it's quite a nice but overgrown garden. There's a flower bed and a couple of bushes. A couple of them are moving as if they're looking at you.
Well, that's unnerving. Okay. When you say they're turning as if they're looking at me, do you mean like they're like kind of?
Yeah, just slightly.
They have big googly eyes, and they're like.
No, they've not got eyes, but a couple of them do have kind of large flowers, like overgrown Venus flytraps.
Great.
And a couple of the bushes maybe have like long thorny branches, almost like limbs.
Oh, goddamn. I hate you, Webster. Why do you do this to me? Okay, in that case, I will house and try as far out of reach of these possibly dangerous plants as I can.
Also, there is a path to the door that you can get to whilst avoiding the plants. It'll just take a little bit of weaving through.
Oh, that's I will weave heavily, and I'll head towards the mat and see if there's still a key on there, or if it's been stolen.
Yeah, and you will find indeed a key under the mat. From now on, we will jump into the initiative order. And I have just noticed that as I had Anahiss on there, we haven't actually rolled new initiative. So if everyone could roll initiative.
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
Oh, that's not good. Oh, no.
I'm probably still stuffing my face with food because I just rolled a 4.
Oh, I thought I'd done quite badly. That makes me feel slightly better.
Okay, Wendy on a 4. Who else we got?
I got 19.
Ooh.
Very nice. Very quick off the draw. What's Alan on?
8.
And Jack.
11.
At least Fari is paying attention.
I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. But...
And I just need to roll some initiatives myself.
No.
There's multiple initiatives, folks.
Oh, no.
We're going so well.
In case you've noticed, I'm not one of those players that ever really feels confident. I'll never go, yes, let us fight this thing. We're all gonna die.
There will be no Leroy Jenkins this day.
I'd love to play a character called Leroy Jenkins. What should we do? Oh, where's Leroy?
He's
already there.
Just down around the back.
He rolled initiative 2 days ago. He's off.
Yeah, he's off.
All those
If you do it as a subclass, you'd have to give him advantage on initiative, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Have those of us at the front seen these two people running away over the building?
No, those of you at the front have not. Only Alan has seen them so far.
So we will be unaware of them unless he tells us that they're there.
That is correct. Or unless they become visible to you. Currently, they're at the back of the building. You can't see them yet. You don't have line of sight on them.
Mm-hmm.
Last one.
How many's he rolled?
Oh wait, no, sorry, I was wrong. There's one more.
Sarah's going
We
to...
could probably speed run through this in the edit. I was gonna say.
So what has triggered our sensors at the front?
At the front, it's just the sound from inside. Someone seems to be struggling. There are sounds of something maybe being knocked over.
So I tried to get in through the window, crashed to the ground. Loads of people thought I was breaking into the house. So at this point, I've dragged out my old orderly jacket and declared myself incorrectly, although no, to be an orderly, and that this is all official business. So I'm kind of standing there all.
Yep. And so the crowd have backed off a little bit, being like, "Okay, orderly business. This is less suspicious than we had first thought." So the first thing, those of you outside here, is the scuffle continues inside. There is a sound of a bang and of muffled swearing. Someone seems to be having a bad time inside.
So can you give us an indication as the level of swearing? Are we just talking like, and you can bleep this bit out, Hugo, are we talking like, and, or are we up at the back? And
like, this, it's the kind of swearing you would hear when you've already been having a really tough day and you step on a piece of Lego or like an upturned D4.
Ooh,
yeah, I think that's way beyond anything I was just saying.
Yeah, I think so.
That's colourful.
Up next is Faria.
Oh dear. I was trying to think if I have any spells that could. How strong is the door looking?
It looks like kind of a standard door. It's not brilliantly built, but it is made of wood and hinged to the wall.
Okay. What kind of latch does it have?
It seems to have just a simple kind of tumbler lock.
Okay.
Try opening it.
I was gonna say, can I use shape water to push? Is there any water nearby?
Yeah, say there's a puddle nearby, sure.
Okay, can I use shape water to freeze the lock and kind of bust it open?
That's a phenomenal use of shape water. So yeah, you can, and I think that's within the text of the spell that you can freeze things, isn't it?
Yes, as long as no creatures are inside it.
So yeah, I will allow you to freeze this lock. You will still need to make some kind of athletics or sleight of hand check or thieves' tools check to break it, but it will be much easier.
Has anyone tried turning the handle yet?
I would do.
Don't talk wet.
I guess sleight of hand, because everything else is terrible on me. I don't have strength.
Yep, give me that roll.
5.
I'm afraid that will not do it. So you have successfully frozen the lock, and then you kind of just give it a precise kind of thump with the heel of your hand, but it doesn't give. There's a little cracking, fragile sound as from the frozen lock, but the door hasn't opened.
Okay, cool. Then that's me done.
Super. There are the sounds of more things from inside the house.
Could I ask a question at this point? For example, if Faria had wanted to, if Hugo had wanted to, could Hugo have deferred, or do you have to take your action in order, if that makes sense?
You can absolutely delay your turn.
Right. Okay.
I've got thieves' tools.
So you do.
Would anyone like to defer to me for a moment?
Oh, great.
As it stands, you will be the next person to take an action in any case after some NPCs have done some things.
Oh, right. Okay. I've just dropped my phone. Hang on. Oh, no. I've dropped Work's phone, so that's all good.
It's Sunday. Yeet.
That's dreadful. Alan, you hear a kind of thud and a crash from the alleyway you just came from, as it sounds like someone has just fallen from a roof down into the alleyway.
It's not funny, folks. They could be hurt.
Did they try jumping across from one building to another?
That is a reasonable inference.
Been watching too many parkour videos.
Parkour!
Parkour! That's brilliant. That was really love that. Who's it? Is it my turn next?
Not quite yet. There's a couple of other
sorry.
things happening.
It's really nice when the players aren't the only ones that fail on a roll.
Yeah.
If both of these people on the roof fall off the roof.
Well, that's when Alan and Anna should just come around the back and like, oh, you guys got here late, didn't you? Just like, look what I've done already.
Now, and there's the sound of footsteps from inside the house after the muffled swearing. And then something that you do not see. So it is now Jack.
All right, I'll have a crack at the door with my thieves' tools, please.
Wonderful. Gives me a thieves' tools roll. The difficulty is only going to be a 12. Let's say it's a 10 now because the lock has been damaged by being frozen.
Right.
So it's less of a finesse job, and now you can just use a wedge and a lever to basically just crack open the door.
Yeah, so can I have a dexterity modifier on this as well?
Yeah, you absolutely do. You add your proficiency bonus to your dexterity modifier because you are proficient in these tools, and it's a dex check.
So that's a +7 on whatever I throw. And I threw an 8, so I think we're in.
Absolutely. So, yep. Wedge in kind of like a chisel, give it a good thump, door cracks, and swings open. In front of you, you see...
Well, I'll wave Wendy in.
And in front of you, you see a corridor with a couple of doors leading off in either direction and a set of stairs. The sounds you've been hearing sound like they've been coming from the room on the right. That's the one that had the window kind of broken to it, and that's so that this door here seems like it would be the one that's leading towards them. But don't let me tell you what to do. You could go wherever you like.
Do I still have movement then?
You absolutely do, yeah.
Right.
You
I'm
can
gonna
move up to 30 feet, which is 6 squares.
I'm going to move to there and wait for somebody else to come and join me before I open that door.
Super. Yeah, you can do that without any problems. And now it is Alan's turn.
I think Alan would be more intrigued about the swearing oof from the alleyway behind him, especially as he knows someone was on that roof a minute ago. So I will double back, and I can't actually see the squares on this. 2, 3, 4. Is that about 6? Something like that.
Let me just check. Yeah, that's absolutely 6. Give me another athletics check to hop the fence again, though.
Oh, yeah, back over the fence. Yeah. I'm going to roll for this. 12 plus stuff.
That sounded like you had a dice about that big.
And that's a 17.
Yeah, that'll definitely do it. You can hop over it with no problems.
Sometimes I do it on Beyond D6.
So yeah, you can see a person who's clearly fallen in a heap. Is looking quite bruised. They're carrying a kind of a crossbow and a knife. They've got. Let me just double check how I drew this one. They're wearing a little kind of green Robin Hood type hat.
Brilliant.
Which is mostly covering kind of the injury on their head that looks like it probably killed them the first time, and might be hiding other things as well.
They fall off a roof last time as well.
Some people just never learn, do they? So I am still a square away from that person, aren't I? So I think I will just
shoot them.
Don't think I'm not tempted. That is a very Alan thing to do. But no, I will just say, did that hurt then? And put my hand on my gun, and I'll be ready if they stand up and attack to draw and fire.
Great. So that's a readied action that will go off with your reaction if the trigger is met.
That
Brilliant.
sounds
It's now someone else's turn inside.
Oh no.
And you don't hear anything.
Oh. That's worse. That is somehow worse than hearing the bumping and swearing.
Okay, and that person also does a thing. Wendy, it is your turn.
Hockey dokie. So I am going to, I think move in. Let's see if I could do it on here. 1 sec. So I'm going to move in 6 squares, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In front of the door.
Great. And you choose to open the door, or are you just going to stand in front of the door? Bear in mind, you could take a dash action to move another 6 squares.
Right. Does it open towards me or away from me?
Away from you.
Okay. I'll look at Jack and make a sort of signal to say, do you want me to go through this door? I'm just trying to think about the logistics of it. So can I draw my sword and motion for Jack to try and open it, because I can't do both. And I'd rather have my sword.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can basically ready in action to take a dash into the room once Jack has opened the door.
Yeah, with my sword drawn.
Yep.
Cool.
Super.
God, it's like watching one of those scenes, isn't it, from like a Navy SEALs movie where everybody's like...
Been watching a lot of Brooklyn Nine-Nine recently. So.
Brilliant. And if Jack and Wendy could also make me an perception check.
19.
Sorry, was that both of us or just Jack?
Yeah, both of you.
No, 19 plus 3.
Come on. 9.
Then 9's actually enough. So you both hear sounds of kind of scrabbling from the room to the left as well.
Okay.
Almost like sounds that Jack is intimately familiar with. This is the sound of someone tossing the room to see if there's anything valuable. Top of the round again. Let's see. No.
Top of the round.
Nope.
Such an ominous statement, just in it. No context, just nope.
Yeah.
What happens?
There's nothing more nerve-wracking than when the DM's doing the stuff that we don't know what they're doing.
Mm.
I'm not sure what's worse, being able to see the bad guys drawing weapons and fighting us, or not knowing what they're doing.
Yeah. Okay. And now it's Faria's turn.
Okay. I don't really know what I can do that's useful. Can I move and then defer? Or do I have to defer everything and then wait and see what happens?
You can use your movement and then hold an action. That's fine.
Okay. I'm going to.
So, or if you want to delay your turn completely, then you wouldn't take movement as either. You would say, "I'm delaying my turn," and then let me know when you want to take it.
Sure. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Alan, so the person who's just crashed to the ground, who's in front of you, kind of stands up and dusts themselves off, says, "Yes, that did hurt."
Good.
And then they kind of look you up and down, and they're making an insight check on you, and they are you trying to like disguise your intentions here, or so I think they get a fairly good read on you that you are here to interrupt what's going on.
Yeah.
and this person says, "Okay, so you're kind of a do-gooder, stick your nose in where it's not wanted, probably mess things up further, not really sure what you're doing, kind of fly by the seat of your pants type, right?"
All apart from the first one, yeah, you're probably about right.
Right, so you've got one chance here to
thumb back the hammer on the revolver as I do it.
so you've got one chance here to leave.
That's weird because I was just about to say the same thing to you.
Okay, tell you what, I'm going to count to 3. On 3, we'll both say yes or no whether we're leaving or not.
Cool. 1,
1, 2.
I
I will say that as at 3, you would both have said no, and violence would have ensued. That is a reasonable point at which your delayed action, your held action, can go off. So please roll your attack.
Oh dear. I trust in the power of D&D Beyond, and so my attack roll is was it? 16 after the pluses. If this misses, I'm seriously worried. Because that's about as good as I'm ever going to shoot.
16 will hit. Roll your damage.
Okay. Pew! 4. 12.
Wow.
Oofed.
I don't know what kind of damage does it. Is it piercing damage? Yeah, piercing damage. Yeah, gun does.
So this person having just fallen off a roof and then been shot in the chest immediately falls over. Like, they were clearly raising their crossbow. You got there quicker with your firearm. Blam. This shootout over.
That is
all right.
how the cookie crumbles.
We need to get you a silencer for that gun, though.
No.
Oh, so we would hear that, right?
100%.
Yeah, you absolutely hear a gunshot from around the side of the house.
Okay.
Wait, is this the second time I've made a really loud noise at this time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
At least this wasn't in an enclosed space this time.
True. Oh no.
Alan, from the rooftop above you, an arrow shoots down and just misses you, hitting the ground next to you. And you look up and there's someone with a longbow aimed down at you.
That's not very nice.
But they didn't
They
hit
must
you.
have slipped slightly because someone used to using a longbow from height.
Right.
Lucky there, Alan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a good shot.
That was a...
Okay, and now Jack.
Right. I'm going to open the door. I'm going to ignore what's going on in the other room. We can deal with that in a second, one thing at a time. I think if Wendy and I stick together, we're probably in a safer position. So after all the... We're opening the door.
Wait. Is it that or that? Because that's a very important distinction.
I'm assuming there's no locks on internal doors, so I'm trying to do it quietly.
Yep, that is fine. So the door swings open. Behind it, you see what looks to be a living room. There's a little coffee table, an armchair, and a sofa, all looking a bit worn. The room is currently empty, but the coffee table has been knocked over. The armchair is kind of a little off kilter, and the door out of the room is open. So Wendy, at this point, your held dash goes off. So please move 6 squares into the room, in whichever direction you want.
I'm just imagining her going, "Wah!"
And Wendy, please make me a perception check as well.
Oh no.
2.
3.
You saw a really nice bookshelf somewhere. It's like...
There
Oh,
is
why is that
like
table?
a coffee table art book that's been strewn on the floor.
Okay, cool.
That's various different like magical landscapes, and it's real nice. You think you should get one for your place?
How?
Jack?
I don't...
Jack, is the rest of your turn?
Yeah, I think I might walk in as well.
Fab. You can move up to
Hold on,
6
before I
squares
get
in
on,
there.
Can I shout to Farrier? Something's going on behind that other door.
Okay.
Yep, that's absolutely fine. You can shout
Okay.
that.
So don't come charging after us.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. So I think I'm about there.
Yeah,
About
brilliant.
right?
Please also make me a perception check.
I've got a modifier on this, haven't I?
Cthulhu is behind the other door, which is open.
Yay!
You interrupted my breakfast. Apparently that's how Cthulhu talks now.
10.
Canon. There we go.
It's a 10 total, is that?
Yes.
You also do not notice anything. Wendy seems to have spotted a rather nice art book, which when you look at, it's like, that's probably worth something.
I'm not going to take it.
Yeah,
That's
fine.
that is stealing.
Yeah.
I think we're playing level 2 characters perfectly.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I think what occurs to Jack, which you can get for free as well, that is worth something and it hasn't been taken.
Yes, of course.
Brilliant. Alan, you have just shot someone, they've fallen over, and someone on the rooftop has fired an arrow at you.
Oh,
What would
yeah,
you
that
like
was
to do?
a reaction, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So in that case, presumably I can see the person. They would have had to lean over the parapet to be able to shoot.
Yeah, they're on the edge of the roof.
In that case, I've got bullets to spare. I will take a shot at the person beyond the parapet.
Shoot away.
Is it disadvantage or anything with the? Oh no, is it? They've got extra. I'm guessing I can't see all of them. So
They'll have extra AC. Yeah.
okay. Ooh, that's only a 12.
That won't do it, I'm afraid. So your shot kind of pings off the roof, and a shower of slate goes spewing across the area in the alleyway.
In that case, I will action surge because I can do that now and take another shot.
Nice.
Oh, that's a 16 this time.
That'll do it. Roll your damage.
Thank God for that. Oh, hold on. Let me mark off my bullets, otherwise I'll forget. There we go. I'm actually going to have to reload in a minute if I carry on like this. Oh, that's an 18 on the dice. 25.
Yeah, that will hit.
Take hot lead to the face. I don't know. Never was like the one-liners, really. All the one-liners in the Alan Shaw books, watchers are heavily planned out in advance.
So how much damage is that on the second one?
25.
25 damage.
Yeah.
18 on the dice plus 7.
Sorry, is that 25 to hit?
Oh, no, sorry. I just clicked the wrong goddamn button.
Okay.
So it was 16 to hit, 7 on the die. 7 for damage.
Okay, I was going to say, that was a monstrous amount of damage for a level 2 character.
Huge nozzle. I clicked the wrong thing.
1 second.
That didn't even click either. When I was like, yeah, 25. You can tell I'm used to playing
Higher level character.
I'm used to playing a ranger who is much higher level. And I'm like, yeah, 25 is about average. What's wrong with it? Oh, no, it's not. That's not normal at all.
Yeah, you have Eldritch Blast in that bullet or something.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, 7 total.
Great.
Oh, I'm gonna have to reload it. I'm gonna look up my reload rules because I don't know what they are.
All right, brilliant.
Cool.
A couple of people have gone, and it is Wendy's turn.
Cool. So the door that's in front of me now, is that open or closed?
It's open, but it's kind of swinging shut, so you can't see in the room yet. But
Okay.
someone's clearly just gone through that door.
Okay, I'm going to follow them. So 6, 3, 4. So doorways 4.
Brilliant, and I will reveal that room to you.
Cool.
So this seems to be some kind of kitchen.
Right.
Oh, let me just hide that one again. So there seems to be a little larder on the right-hand side, a kind of counter where various things are being prepared on the left, and two people carrying the unconscious body of Professor Bustious heading towards that counter.
Okay. I'm just going to yell for them to stop.
Brilliant. So a couple of things to note about this room. One is that on the counter, there is one bowl that's kind of full of water, one kind of loaf of bread that's been cut in half that looks like something. And also some kind of arcane-looking potion. It looks like Professor Bustious uses this both to prepare his lunch and for experiments.
What could possibly go wrong? Sounds like my cat, to be fair, though.
You'll note as well, there is no door out of this room except the one you've come in by, but there is a window above the counter leading out into the garden. It's not a huge window, though, and it is currently closed.
Okay, cool.
And you just want to say stop.
Yeah,
they do not appear... Sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to say, I'm just going to yell at them to stop.
Super. You yell, and they kind of turn to look at you, but they don't seem to be stopping. If anything, they seem to be speeding up to try and get away from you, and seem to be trying to lift Bustious to just throw him bodily through the window.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to go in and try and stop them as much as I can with the rest of my action.
Okay, so you've got a couple of squares of movement left. So you can't get to them, but you could make like a ranged attack with your hook. Or you could use your bonus action. You could use your action to dash to get within melee range of them, and you wouldn't be able to make an attack this turn. But if they tried to get away from you, you'd get an attack of opportunity on them.
Yes, I'll do the second, I think.
Great. So yeah, move up to another 8 squares from where you are.
5, something like that.
Perfect.
Will they get an attack on me if I'm moving into their space, though?
No, that's not a thing in 5e.
Okay, cool. I totally know all the different rules for all of the different...
In 5th... So for David, in previous editions of Dungeons and Dragons, there used to be a bunch of rules regarding when you could have what are called opportunity attacks, when people either move into your kind of melee range, or when they move out of it, or various other things, or when they make ranged attacks against you in melee or spell attacks. In 5th edition, that's been simplified. The only times you can get opportunity attacks are when someone voluntarily moves out of melee range with you.
Right.
And you then use your reaction to do that, and you get 1 reaction a turn. Okay, so next up is...
I have no idea what to do.
That's fine. It's not your turn yet.
I still haven't taken this turn yet.
Oh yeah, it's true. And this is your last chance.
Okay.
So what I will say though is you do see someone coming through the door on the left out into the hallway.
Okay. They look hostile?
Yeah, they look like they are armed. They're wearing kind of light leather armor, kind of a broad leather cap. Definitely got a long dagger in one hand.
Do they have bad guy eyebrows?
Actually, quite nice eyebrows, but definitely kind of arched in a bad guy way. So
cool.
It's borderline.
Okay. Well, I don't like the look of that, especially if they're sort of going after where Jack and Wendy are, like they're trying to sneak in and stab him in the back. So I'll move to... Okay. And I will cast Mind Sliver.
Very good. So they need to make an intelligence saving throw, if I'm right.
They do, yes.
This person, not the smartest.
Okay.
They will fail that, so please roll your damage.
Okay, there's 4 psychic damage.
So they kind of clutch their head in pain as you reach out with your mind and just batter them with this psychic assault. They will turn towards you and take a little crossbow off their back and fire it at you in retaliation. And will a 12 hit?
It does.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's that one.
Just saw Sarah's face then.
And that'll do 3 piercing damage to you as a crossbow bolt kind of just glances off your shoulder and then thuds into the wall.
Okay, that's not as
In
bad
a
as it
little
could have
spray
been.
of blood. And they'll then take one more square that way. Do you want to use any movement as part of your turn?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yep, that's fine. Okay. So I'm going to reset your initiative to 3. Okay, so in the kitchen, this person here is going to move over there. Is going to take the disengage action to avoid attacks of opportunity from Wendy, which will cut their speed down. So they can't, if they take the disengage action, they can't make an attack and they can't dash.
Okay.
And they're going to try and carry Bustious towards the window. And they're not going to get far. So they're kind of dragging Bustious, but Bustious is kind of dead weight at the moment. So they're struggling to get him up onto the counter and then out the window.
Okay. And the window's still closed as well, right?
Yeah. That person's dead. Okay, the one next to them is going to give that a try as well. And that's a nat 20.
Oh, crud.
So they move up there, and Bustious absolutely goes flying out the window into the garden.
I've just seen that move.
The window smashes, and like a human missile, Bustious goes sailing out. There's blood outside.
These folks are strong.
But that's the end of that turn.
Putting the bust into Bustious.
Okay, this person on the roof, kind of who can see down into the garden, is going to make an athletics check to try and jump across the roof. Finally, one of them succeeds an athletics check. Trying to count the best place to put them, and they kind of fade out of sight. So I'm going to put them somewhere you can't see. So Alan, you see them make this death-defying leap, and then they continue to run across the roof.
Presumably, Alan also heard the window.
I guess probably wouldn't.
Yes, you will also heard a smash from the back garden.
The sound of yeeting.
You're just going to be jumping back and forth across that fence.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, actually. Yeah.
Just waiting for a Shaun of the Dead moment where the fence just goes, nope.
Yeah.
Jack,
I've taken a shortcut before.
it is Jack Pilyakin's go.
1, 2, 3,
JP.
4, 4, 5,
In the house.
6. And I would like to start shooting, please.
Very well. Which one would you like to shoot? The one on the left kind of has a knife and a kind of light crossbow. The one on the right has what looks like a kind of a whip bowler type thing in one hand and a wicked-looking curved knife in the other.
Well, the one on the right was more competent, so we'll have a go at him first.
Very good. Roll your attack.
That's a 20, yeah?
As in you, yeah, D20.
Ah, 19!
Okay, brilliant. That will definitely hit. So please roll your shortbow damage. Which should be
And that
D6
is-
plus your dexterity modifier.
And my dexterity is... What's my dexterity? What's it? Yeah, 3. So add 3 to whatever I get.
Yep.
That was a 1 plus 3.
Oh.
Okay.
I believe that comes to 4. Hold on, just a sec.
What's he got now?
Okay, so yeah, you loose the arrow, and again it kind of mostly glances off their armor, but definitely seems to have bruised them badly from the impact, as they kind of wince in pain.
Is there any way I can fire again? Is there anything I can do? To fire again?
There is not, but what you can do is, because you now have the cunning action as a rogue, you could take a bonus action to dash and get closer, or you could take a bonus action to hide somewhere in the kitchen so that they can't attack you in return.
And you can just take 2 steps to the right.
Yeah. Could I do that and as part of my cunning action?
Yep. So roll your roll a stealth roll for me.
That's 15 on the dice. And I've got a +5 modifier on that, so 20.
So that's a 20. So on their turn, they will have to roll a 20 to spot you and be able to try and target you.
Yeah.
All right, Alan Shaw. You have seen the other person with the longbow jump from roof to roof and disappear, and you've heard a smash of glass and a thud from the back garden.
So I've lost sight of that person, right?
Mm-hmm.
I will look at that fence that I've already jumped over twice, sigh heavily, and bugger me, and then run at it and try to jump back over again.
It's leg day for Alan Shaw.
I'm tired just thinking about. Oh, that is not a good roll. That's only a 10.
Okay, yeah, you do not clear the fence. It's not enough for you to... One sec.
No, it's no worries.
You're still fumbling to put your gun away or something and just like trying to do it one-handed like a badass and failing.
No. It's fine. Nobody saw that. It's okay. It's cool. I'm on my own.
So I'll move you back up to the fence.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, scramble, 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 fall.
Okay.
Anything else you want
that's
to...
my action,
you can you do? Yeah, that's your action.
Cool. In that case, no, that's me. I was going to say I was going to reload, but that's an action, so I can't do that.
Meanwhile, in the garden, you hear the sound of someone who's just... the sound of kind of crunching glass as someone gets up to their feet, and the plaintive cry of "Help!"
They seem unsure as to whether they want help or not. Yeah.
This person does seem unsure and confused.
Brilliant.
To be fair, I can't fault them. Having been thrown through a window, I think I'm a bit confused as well. Defenestration does tend to rattle the brain slightly.
Such a good word.
I love it.
Such a... Have you ever been to the defenestration room in, I think it's Prague, where there was some sort of coup type thing with one of the governors or someone high up, and they just got thrown through the window, and it's called the defenestration window.
Yeah, it's a fantastic window.
That's brilliant.
It is.
I
have... Captain, it's like, that is a steep drop.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't like 2 foot off the ground kind of thing.
I'm just looking it up on Google now.
I am hitting that as well.
Other search engines are available.
Indeed, there are. And to anyone out there looking for a reliable search engine that's slightly more ethical, I highly recommend Ecosia, which plants trees with its advertising revenue.
I like that.
Whose turn was that?
Anybody remember
yes.
the dog pile?
Yes.
Okay. Huh. Cool.
No, I don't like the sound of that. No.
Alan, you just hear from the garden a sound of, "No, stop that." And then followed up with a "Shan't."
Oh, shan't.
Yeah, I definitely remember somebody who uses the word shan't.
Okay, Wendy, it is your turn.
Stab.
Yep.
Stab.
Who do you want to stab?
The one on the left, because I trust Jack to do what they need to do with the other one. So.
All right, so move into melee range and make your attack.
Okie dokie. So.
Do you want to move right round to their left so that you're far away from the other person?
Can I do that and still attack?
Yes, you can do that.
Okay, cool.
And there's enough space for you to maneuver around without getting into the other person's melee range as well. Also, before you would make your attack, make me a perception check as well.
Oh,
Now you're getting close up to some stuff.
Sink. I've been looking for a sink like that.
Webster's
11?
doing this on purpose.
No, I'm afraid with 11, you're a bit distracted by the person you're about to try and stab. So please.
Oh wait, do I have a wait? Do I have a? It was 11 on the dice. Do I have?
So you will add your wisdom modifier and
Okay.
your
12
bonus if you're. So yeah, with 12 you can notice that there are on several pieces of the furniture in this room. So on the kind of chairs in the stools that are lying around the room, and on the counter itself are some strange arcane runes that,
love it.
to understand what they mean, you would also have to make an Arcana check.
Can I do that and stabbity stab?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I'll make an Arcana check first then. That is a 13 on the dice, and I don't have my character sheet open. Bad player, sorry. 1 sec. So that's 14.
Okay, let me just check something. No, you can't quite work out what these runes mean, I'm afraid.
Okay.
So for future reference, the DC on that is a 15.
Oof, close though.
Very close. So yeah, now roll to do and stab.
Okay, right, here we go. 13 on the dice, which is it strength?
Yep, plus strength, plus proficiency bonus.
Okay, so 16, 18.
That will do it. Please roll your damage.
Okay, so that's 1d8 plus 3. So 7 on the dice plus 3 is 10.
Oof. So you slash down across this person's shoulder, right across their chest and down to their midriff. They kind of double up in pain. They're still just about keeping it together, but they look really badly injured.
Hockey dockey.
Nice.
Okay, is that your go?
Yeah, I don't think there's... Yeah.
Magic. So the tough with the crossbow in the hallway is going to take another shot at Farrier.
That's fine.
That's a... And crits.
We need to help Farrier not be as squishy.
So that is going to be, I'm afraid, 13 points of piercing damage.
That is exactly my remaining hit points.
Ooh. So this kind of Boromir style, you've just been hit by one crossbow ball, and another one hits you, and that's just the sheer concussive thud of it drives the air out of your lungs, and your vision starts to fade as you double over and crumple to the ground. Does Farrier cry out as this happens?
I mean, with so much noise going on, I don't know how much it would help.
I mean, you're still in the hallway, so depending on if anyone... Well, you're in the doorway, aren't you? So if there's any people outside...
Could I try and make, not like a spell, but just like create a thunderclap of sound as I fall?
I love that. Yeah, roll me an Arcana check or a performance check, whichever's better.
Let's go performance because I have a charisma bonus. 19.
Yeah, that'll do it. So there is just a wave of arcane force as Farrier falling to the ground. Farrier kind of just strikes the ground with her staff, and you all kind of hear and almost just feel like on a kind of emotional soul level, this kind of wave of force kind of hitting you, and this recognition that this is Farrier's way of saying she's in trouble.
It's like the Hunger Games, isn't it?
Love it.
In the way that only one of us is going to survive, yes.
It ain't me, so.
And then that person's going to move inside that room.
Hence.
Top of the round. So yeah, the person that you just stabbed, Wendy, is going to attempt to get away from you and scrabble out of the window. That you will get an attack of opportunity as they go.
I'm really tempted, as if they're sort of halfway up and out the window, to try and grappling hook their leg or something and just yank them back in. But I think that's possibly less, more cool, but less likely. So I think I should probably just try and stab them again.
Yeah, either one of those things is fine, and both would have a good result if it worked. Like,
what should I just? As they're going on to the counter, can I have like at their hip kind of area rather than, I don't want to lop their feet off or anything, but just.
Yeah, absolutely. Roll your attack.
Right, I'm gonna, yeah. No, that's not gonna. That's a 10 altogether.
No, that won't do it, I'm afraid. They're just a little too agile, scrabbling over that counter. I am gonna make them make an dex saving throw as they go over. That's not gonna work. So as they're crawling out the window, they knock over the potion on the side. It shatters. The kind of blue liquid flows all out over the table, and kind of freezes as it does so, and they take, and it doesn't matter how much they take some frost damage from that and kind of like pass out halfway up through the window, frozen to the counter.
I think David has a question.
Yeah. Did Wendy walk right up next to the other guy when she did that? Because it would be really convenient if she did.
No, Wendy can't take that move as part of the reaction, I'm afraid. So you just get an attack as they're moving away from
It'd be
you.
great if she moved there. That would be absolutely brilliant.
Alas, that's something that you might be able to do later, but cannot do immediately. Person's unconscious. Yeesh. So the other person who's left in this room has just seen their friend try to crawl out the window, and take themselves out of the fight as they did so. Is going to try to stem the bleeding from Wendy's attack earlier. And basically slaps their hands in there, gets out a little vial of something, and as they splash it over the wound, it kind of sears it shut.
That's interesting, because that suggests that there's a certain level of care or need, rather than just do the thing at any cost. So they might be able to be reasoned with, maybe.
Alan, from the back garden, you hear a twang as if of a bowstring, and then a thud, and a faint cry of "Oh bother!"
Is there a gate in this damn fence?
There is not. Jack, it is your turn.
Right.
I was thinking, have I just missed the gate?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to break cover again. Obviously,
Yep.
I've been hidden for a moment. You see, I've been looking at my sneak attack.
Something I should point out to you. Seeing as you are attacking from hidden, if you want to attack now, you will have advantage to hit. When you have advantage to hit, you get your sneak attack.
Right, I'm going to do that.
Brilliant. So roll...
If I didn't get that, I was going to ask them to surrender, but as I have the sneak attack, I'm not going to give that up.
No, that is one of the best uses of cunning action, is to take the hide action, so you then get advantage and sneak attack. So roll me 2d20, and take whichever's best.
And add what to it?
Add your dexterity modifier and your proficiency bonus.
So it's adding 5 to whatever I do here.
Yep.
Oh, thank God I've got a second one. That was 3. 15 on the second one. So
Yeah, that will do it. So roll your d6 for your short bow, an extra d6 for your sneak attack, and add 3 to the result.
So that's 5 plus 3 equals 8.
So 11 total.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this person goes down. They don't see the arrow coming, so you can take a second, pick your shot. It catches them just kind of like beneath the throat in the collarbone, and they kind of go down clutching at it.
Ouch.
Do you wish to move any further as part of your turn?
Move?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to move back towards... I heard Faria kind of groaning.
Yep.
So I'm going to move back in that direction. Oh, look, I've bumped into somebody in the doorway.
Yes, you do. So you can, if you have movement left, you can keep moving and get past them, but they'll get an opportunity attack on you.
No, I think I'll confront them because they've been hurt a bit as well, haven't they?
They look slightly injured. This kind of
my blood's up. My blood's up.
they're reeling as if they're dizzy, and they're kind of holding their head a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on, and it is.
Oh, I need to reduce the number of arrows I've got, don't I?
Yep.
2 arrows. There we go.
Alan, you've just heard a twang, a thud, and a little cry of pain and an oh bother from the garden. Now you see something, and what you see is Professor Bustious's body, looking a bit bruised and with an arrow in it, floating up past the fence and up towards the roof. You can make me an Arcana check if you want to work out what's going on there.
Oh, this is not going to go well. Arcana is not my jam.
You're aiming for a 12?
It's an 11.
No, you have no idea what this spell is.
You have a -1, otherwise it would work.
Someone's doing some kind of magic here.
Witchcraft.
I could actually do with that for getting over this bloody fence.
It is now Alan's turn.
Okay. Let's think.
So Bustious is floating up about 20 feet up in the air and is nearly at the top of the house.
Not usually Alan's strong suit, but let's have a think. What have we got? Absolutely nothing that can help. So I think what I'm going to do... Can I see the person who's casting?
You cannot.
Okay, that's obviously the other person then. Or somebody else. In that case, the fence has beaten me. And magic is well out of my realm of control. So I think I'm going to dash, and I'll try and get round the front of the house. But that'll get me about halfway, I think. 15, 20,
yeah, about
get me to
there,
about there, I think.
That is right.
Yeah, cool.
So yeah, you are sprinting through the alleyway. Blows up. You can hear your breath and your pulse pounding in your ears, lungs burning.
You runs like that, like a dad jog.
Cool. Meanwhile, Professor Bustious keeps floating in the air.
Bugger.
Wendy, it is your turn.
Okay. So have I seen Jack stop in the doorway? Is that in my line of sight?
Yeah, I'll say it's.
Okay. But I can't see the other person, right?
You cannot. They are just out of your line.
So I think what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go to the person that's on the frozen, because I saw the other person pour something on them. So I'll need to sheath my sword, grab them by sort of the scruff of the neck and try and pull them off to see if they're alive or not, basically.
Which one is this? Sorry, is this the one that...
This is the one on the counter.
Right, yep. Great.
Cool. Would this be a strength check?
No, I'm going to say if you're taking your action to do it, you can just do this.
Okay.
You're a strong person. So yeah, you heave this person off in front of you. Yeah, it looks like they are breathing. Whatever the other person did to them seems to have stopped the immediate danger of death. They will still need a lot of patching up to bring them back even to consciousness.
Okay.
But they're not going to bleed out while you're not paying attention.
Okay. So I will leave them sort of sitting, sort of slumped against the counter. Then I'm not going to try and make it worse or better at the moment if they look relatively stable.
Cool. Makes sense. Please make me, while you're in this room, another Arcana check.
Oh, natural 20.
Amazing. So you recognize the runes on the stools and on the counter as an animate object spell. I'll say with a natural 20 as well, you know exactly what the trigger for this is. Which is, there is a kind of dial on the wall that looks like it's for a gas lamp dimmer. But all of the lights in the room are actually seem to be magical in nature. So this is like a superfluous dial that you think will trigger the animate objects.
Okay.
And again, with a natural 20, that as best you can tell, if you trigger this, they will attack at your direction. If they are not given direction, they'll just attack things that are not you.
Okay. Cool.
Do you wish to move at all further, or?
If I'm able to, can I move slightly towards the door where Jack is?
Yeah, I'll say you probably used about 10 feet of your movement getting that person off the counter, so move another 4 squares.
1, 2, 3, 4. Cool.
Superb. So it's now that person in the doorway who has been a bit surprised by Jack Wilkinson suddenly emerging around it and is going to try and hit them with that long, wicked-looking knife. So they drop their crossbow and slash at you. And they will an 11 hit. I imagine it will not.
You need to take a look at your armor.
Yeah, your armor class is 14, so that
Sorry,
will...
were you talking to me just then?
Yes, it was.
I was on mute. The dogs were going woof woof and people were walking in the house.
So, luckily, you didn't need to be paying attention anyway, because this person has swung at you and you just agilely dodged out of the way.
Excellent. Good to know what's happening while I'm not paying attention.
Anybody else get that little whoop noise as soon as Webster said, "You agilely dodge out of the way," and it went whoop.
So that's me pressing things.
And they just drop back into a fighting stance, and they're not going to move any further. They're just going to try and keep holding you there. Faria, would you please make me a death saving throw?
Sure, I'm currently considering my second career as a doormat.
Bless you.
10.
There you go. You can tick off one plus on your death saving throws. The way this works, when you're unconscious, if you fail 3 death saving throws, you die. If you pass 3 death saving throws, you stabilize on 0 hit points. If you roll a 20, you will automatically come back up on 1 hit point. If you roll a 1, that counts as 2 failed saving throws.
How does we talked about entreaty before. I don't have any consciousness right now, or can I imbue some entity with I want to stand up and not be hurt anymore?
Yes, you can absolutely do that. So the 2 mechanics you could use this. Entreaty would give you advantage on your death saving throws.
Okay.
And I'll say you entreaty once and you would get advantage on all of them.
Okay.
If you wanted to automatically roll a 20 on one of them, then that would take a sacrifice of some kind. So using the sacrifice mechanics.
Okay.
So normally the things that you can always sacrifice are like you can sacrifice half your hit points, not relevant to you right now. You can sacrifice wealth. That will always work. So at some point in the next amount of time, half of your worldly possessions will find their ways out of your possession, or you can sacrifice more esoteric things. So if you have an idea of something that you might want to give up to the powers that be and kind of push past the boundaries of reality for a moment, I'm open to ideas.
Have you got any of those ice buns left?
One in my pocket. I think entreaty sounds more like I don't think I feel like I have much I can sacrifice right now, because me getting up is more important than anything else.
Brilliant.
I am trying to get to you with my healing hands at the moment, but there's some idiot in front of me blocking my way.
Okay.
So a great kind of archetype to entreat for this would be the Heart Cleaver, who is an archetype both of conflict, but also of healing, and also of romance. But in this case, healing.
Okay.
But also, I guess, the kind of those bonds that tie you to your friends to help them out.
Okay.
So you can entreat the Heart Cleaver. Heart Cleaver will give you advantage on all of those rolls. So please, including that one you just did, so roll again in case you get a 20.
Yep.
And at some point in the future, Heart Cleaver will ask you to perform a task for them.
Okay.
That is in keeping with this kind of stories that fit their nature.
Cool.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Brilliant. So moving on to next in the initiative. That person is unconscious. That person is unconscious. That person is unconscious. That person will do something you can't see. It is David. It is Jack's turn.
Right, I'm going to stab this thing in front of me.
Marvelous.
Can I shout at it to surrender first?
You absolutely can.
Will that eat up anything?
No, talking is a free action. The thing is that you won't know if it's trying to surrender really until it gets to its turn. So what you could do is you could shout at it to surrender and then hold your action to attack it if it does not surrender.
Yeah. If I'm shouting at it to surrender, will my intimidation come into play?
Absolutely.
With my +7.
So yeah, roll your dice and add 7.
So and I'm holding my stabby until.
Yep.
Okay, that's a 14 + 7.
I'm going to roll this person's insight to resist. Oh, that's close. 1 second. Which stat block exactly do they have? That's just won't do it. So yeah, this person, you can't tell exactly what they're doing right now, but definitely they seem a little shaken by the kind of like the ferocity and authority in your voice.
Well, I've just killed pretty much killed somebody. And
yeah, like there is that you are splattered with blood. They've recently been psychically attacked by one of your mates. Stuff is going wrong for them, so you feel like you might have had an impact, and you can hold that action in case they change their minds and do not surrender.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who's that? That'll do it. Alan. So, Craig, what is Alan doing?
Running.
Marvelous. Yep.
So I'll just do the same thing again and travel as fast as I can. 40. About there-ish. Would it be in that wall space or that space there?
Yeah, you can be in either of those. That's fine.
Cool.
Do either of those put him in line of sight through the window at the guy I'm attacking?
I will say, actually, yes.
So he can see what's going on through that window.
Yeah, well, he can see someone just sprinting past the window. What conclusions they might draw from that are limited.
That is all I can do.
Okay. Okay, Sarah, it is Wendy's go.
Okay, cool. So I am going to continue making my way back to this doorway, I think.
Mhm.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I'm here, can I see the other person yet?
Yeah, you can see them kind of around the door. I'm going to say as well, because you can move across diagonals, that's only 3 squares to get there.
Okay, cool. So it's 6 squares, right, that I can move? 3. So I'll do 4, 5, 6. As I'm moving past, I'm just going to sort of check, and I think that Jack's probably got everything in order because I've heard Jack say stop. So I'm continuing to make my way back to Farrier.
Yeah, brilliant. As you enter this room, by the way, you will notice, because your nat 20 is still in effect, the furniture in this room, so the coffee table, the sofa, and the armchair, all have those runes on as well. And there is another, and it seems that there's not a dial on the wall in here, but it does seem actually that there's a magical activation rune on the art book.
Oh, interesting. Cool.
If you want, you can use your action to dash and go further, since you've not used your action to attack anything.
I will actually. I think so. To Wendy, everything seems to be under control, at least inside, in terms of, like, there's no one to attack. So, yeah, I'll dash and keep going.
Yep.
How many more is that? Sorry.
So 6 more. So you can probably get about to the doorway.
5, 6. There we go.
Okay, so you can see Farrier, an arrow through her chest, kind of lying in the doorway.
Okay.
Okay, so this person who's in a scuffle with Jack drops their knife, and she says, "Okay, I will come quietly." Is that the term?
Well, yeah, turn around, stick your arms out, and I will take the manacles out of my pack and put them on you.
That seems fair.
Okay.
Yeah, she turns around, hands behind her back.
Yeah, so I do have some, don't I?
You indeed do have some manacles.
Yeah, I'm going to whack them on them.
So I'm going to say that as she is complying, you can just do that on her turn.
Cool. So I put them on her and kind of force her to her knees and say, "Don't move. Stay. In fact, actually, hang on. Just let me look at the room a sec. I know. What's that thing next to the coffee table?
That's a sofa.
Oh, so there's nothing I can attach the manacles to on that.
I'm going to say there is a light fitting on the wall that you could kind of hook them round.
Yeah, I want them. If there's anything I can do to, they're now trapped there and locked up.
Yeah, that is fine. They are attached to a wall.
Excellent.
Marvelous. So now moving on to Farrier. Farrier, please make me another death saving throw with advantage.
14.
Cool. So mark another past death saving throw. You're on 2 out of 3. And as you're kind of lying there fighting for breath, you just feel a presence, and you can almost kind of feel branching paths going out in front of you, and it's like the ones that lead back towards consciousness are the ones that are being highlighted to you. The others seem to be closing off, and also several of the ones that you could have walked having survived this also seem to be closing down as well, as those are the ones that have both less conflict but less rich emotion in them. So you are being guided down a certain path in your story, one that needs you alive to get there.
Oh.
It is much appreciated.
Let's just take them out of the order. Yeah, that'll do it. David, it is Jack again.
I'd like to search this person in front of me because they were ransacking a room.
They were indeed. I think the things they took from the other room, you can find quite easily. They're a bit bulky, so they're not easily hidden. There are several books on them. They seem to be books of magical theory and spells.
Okay, I'm going to throw them onto that coffee table because that's not my thing. I'll let my colleagues deal with that.
Yeah, very good.
And now I'm also concerned about Farrier, so I'm going to head that way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I walk through Wendy? Hold on. So I've got to there on 4.
Yeah, you can. It'll just take you an extra square to walk past Wendy. So walking through ally squares counts as difficult terrain, which means it takes 10 feet instead of 5 feet of movement.
Yeah, but I've only got 2 moves left, so.
Then no, you would not be able to get past
There's
Wendy.
a tank in the doorway that I can't
Yeah.
Come on!
Sometimes there's a tank in the doorway and you have to wait.
So my searching, was that an action?
I'll say that's actually a free object interaction. So you could use...
So I can dash then?
Yeah, you can indeed dash.
Right. Oh, Farrier! I'm here! I'm here!
Actually, in fact, what I'll say as well is that as well as the books on the person, you also found a little potion, which you can make the Arcana check to work out what it is.
Yeah. What's the modifier with Arcana?
Let's have a look at your cat sheet.
Oh, it's 4.
Very good.
No, that was the wrong dice. Hang on. 11 plus 4, 15.
Absolutely. So this is effectively a little healer's kit which you can use to stabilize someone.
I've run out of stuff this time though, haven't I?
Actually, you can use your bonus action to dash, so you can use your action to make a medicine roll.
Right.
I'm going to say that using a healer's kit will automatically stabilize someone. I'm going to say that because of the entreaty effect that Farrier is under, if you roll a 20, that will bring them back up to consciousness.
17.
So Farrier is definitely stabilized.
Huzzah.
Thank you.
Stroking your head.
Yeah.
Okay, it's now someone else's. That's fine. Okay, and Craig, it is Alan's turn.
Okay, so would I be able to see that Farrier looks like she is okay?
Yeah, you can see Farrier seems to be not dying.
Okay, in that case,
You can see that there's blood on the floor, but there's no blood currently coming out of the wound. The arrow has been removed, and this kind of fur beneath seems to have basically seared over as the potion was applied.
Cool. In that case, how wide is the street that we're on at the minute?
It's fairly wide.
Yeah, can I kind of step away from the house to try and get a look at the roof and see if I can see any movement or anything like that?
Yeah, if you went... I think it's more you would have to find something to climb to get a look at the roof.
Right.
If you go out into the street, you might be able to hear something, but the DC will be harder. If you want to try and say climb a lamppost,
I will do a listen.
very good. Roll a perception check.
I will.
No.
Come on, Alan. Let's see what I can... Oh, 23.
Ooh, yes. So you still your breathing, you listen, you kind of filter out the hustle and bustle of the street, the worried voices and breaths of your companions, and filter out some noises that you know well. Like you know what it sounds like when people are up to no good, and what you hear is the telling sound of feet scrabbling on a slate rooftop, and of people leaping and landing, and then more scrabbling.
Right, can I tell which direction that's going in?
Absolutely, that's coming from the back of the house, going further away.
Run round, jump over the fence.
Sonic. I will head over to Faria and Jack, and presumably be able to see Wendy from there as well if she's in that doorway. And I'll just kind of shrug and go, well, they got away.
Well done. Good job.
I think I actually did quite well. I'll tell you later, never mind. I jumped over a fence twice.
Can I do a sarcasm roll?
I think that's an auto pass for Jack, isn't it?
I feel like it should be.
Being sarcastic is a free action.
Well done. Well done.
I'll just turn to Jack and just go, I still have one bullet left, just watch yourself.
So as we go, in the initiative order that you're now in, it would be Wendy next. If you want to try and catch up to these people who are getting away over the rooftops, you could do that. You are aware they are slowed by having an unconscious person with them.
Mm-hmm.
But you also have some prisoners here that you could interrogate and a crime scene that you could investigate.
So my feeling there would be that Jack could probably do a good job with the interrogation. I think my concern would be they're on the rooftops. Could I follow them on the ground? Is that possible? So almost like in parallel, or do I need to get on the roof?
There's a staircase just there.
Oh.
That's a fun... You could try.
I think I would do that, knowing sort of gentle limitations, shall we say.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, yeah, make a... Basically, if you move and dash, so move 12 spaces round, probably into that alleyway.
Okay, so 1... So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, bear in mind, the door the front door is a bit wide, so you can go through without passing. Yeah.
Okay, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, great.
Cool.
No, I won't do that yet. Cool. It would then be Faria's go. Faria, here's the deal. You have done an entreaty, so that means that even though you are still stabilized, I'm still going to let you keep making the rolls in the hopes that you can roll a 20 and get back up to 1 HP. I'm going to say you've got like probably 3 rounds left where you can do this.
Okay. 16 and 9.
Okay. Not this round. I'm going to say that for the next 2 rounds, I'm going to take the difficulty down to 19 for the next one, and then 18 for the one after that.
Okay.
And again, your friends can try to bring you round if they can make a medicine check with advantage to try and hit the same difficulty. So this round is 20, next round 19, the round after that 18.
Okay.
All those people on the rooftops. So yeah, Jack, what do you wish to do?
I'm going to healing hands.
Oh yeah, you've got that. So Farah, you come back up on 2 hit points.
Oh, nice. Wow, cool.
Slick.
Woo.
Super.
Have we lost Sarah, or has she just stepped off for a sec?
She said she gave us the back in a minute.
Right, okay.
All right. Do we want to wait, or we could do the other actions back round 2?
Yeah. So if Faria looks like she's okay with Jack, and I'm pretty sure Jack can look after her, I'm just going to be No, in fact, I'm just going to stay with Faria, actually.
Yeah, that is fine.
It was not my intention to be such a problem.
You're not a problem. You're part of the team.
Team.
Okay, so Alan was staying there. So Wendy, please continue your dash.
Well, actually, I'll use my action to reload actually while I'm there.
Great.
So I'm just thinking if I need to go around the back. So which do we? Do I carry on straight ahead or go down the?
So you're aware that going down the alleyway would probably be the one that would take you closest to the back, and there is there are a few little alleyways down there, so you might be able to get further along.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Great. So at this point, I'm gonna move you all over to another map.
Cool.
So I'm glad we got to use this. This is the rooftop map.
Hey.
Ooh. Is that a horse and cart?
It is.
That is the best thing.
He's a null now.
Regular knoll.
All right, that's going in.